Audiences all during the fall that I thought the chance that Hillary would win was 60-40. And then I would go on to tell them that, remind them that polls don't decide elections, voters do. And while these pollsters, I think they're pretty good at modeling who's going to show up and who isn't going to show up, they really don't know. And then I tell them a story, so I make it clear that, you know, Donald Trump can win. Then I told them a story about polling. My first race for Congress in 1990, I had a problem. The incumbent Republican was in trouble. He wasn't going to win, but this former congressman wanted to come back. You know, my name looks like Boehner, Boehner. And if they can't say your name, they're not going to vote for you. Well, this former member of Congress who wanted to come back, his name was Tom Kindness. So you got Kindness versus Boehner. And so we worked hard for 6 months, raised this money. We take a poll. I'm losing by 82 points. And my staff lied to me for the next 8 months. Oh, it's getting better, it's getting better. It never got better. But I won the race because I turned out voters that they didn't think would ever show up voting Republican primary. And when you look at what happened, Trump's people showed up in greater numbers than Hillary's people showed up. And that's why I won, simple as that.
Yeah, I think that's probably right. But first of all, interestingly, the national polls weren't very wrong. Almost every national poll the Monday before the election had Secretary Clinton winning by 3 or 4 points. She wound up winning the popular vote by 2 points. So they weren't that wrong. Where they were wrong was in the state-by-state polls, and significantly wrong in some states. I said on the air, even from the Democratic convention, where we were ahead by 12 points in Pennsylvania, I said, Pennsylvania is not a given. There's a hidden Trump vote out there. People don't always tell pollsters the truth. We had a mayor in Philadelphia in the 70s by the name of Frank Rizzo. He was a former police commissioner, and he offended everybody, except ordinary people loved him. And when the pollsters called, they were afraid to admit they were voting for Frank Rizzo. Frank Rizzo polled on election day, did 5 points better than Eddie polled in all the elections he ran in. And I said the same effect is going to be there for Trump. And then you had variables happen, and there are variables in every election. Number one, what FBI Director Comey did 11 days out was a huge game changer. For example, in Pennsylvania, the poll the day before Comey went public with his announcement, Hillary Clinton was winning the 4 suburban Philadelphia counties that have more votes than the city put together, a lot more votes than the city. She was winning them by 22 points. On election day, she won by 11 points. Had she won by 22 points, she carries the state by 100,000 instead of losing by 45,000. So Comey was a variable that was hard to figure out, hard to pick up in the polls. The Clinton campaign made tons of mistakes. In Philadelphia, we had a greater turnout than we did for President Obama in 2012. But in Milwaukee and Detroit, they had a significantly reduced turnout. If they had the same turnout, she carries Wisconsin and Michigan. But why did they have a reduced turnout, and why did Philadelphia have a greater turnout? Because we got Hillary 5 times, President Obama 3 times, Bill Clinton 4 times, Joe Biden 5 times, Vice President candidate Kane 4 times, and Milwaukee and Detroit got virtually nothing. So there were bad mistakes made, and it was tough to figure all of that out. But I think the last 11 days with Boehner made it very difficult to poll. Not Boehner.
You can't blame him for everything.
He was gone. He actually voted for Hillary. They'll never tell you that, but he did.
That is not true.
I'm going to step back here for a moment and let you two run with this.
There's exactly one Democrat in the entire country that Donald Trump could beat, and that was Hillary Clinton. And Hillary Clinton could only beat one Republican, possibly, Donald Trump. My God, we have 330 million Americans. How the hell did we get ourselves in this spot? Ed and I, we've been around the block a few times in the political world, and but all the norms are gone. All the bedrock principles of running campaigns and what you do and what you don't do is all thrown out the window. And so we're in for a pretty raucous ride. You know, I expect the Trump presidency is going to look a lot like the Trump campaign. Sometimes divisive, sometimes incoherent, sometimes disrespectful, but also sometimes effective. And I don't know why anybody would think that if you've watched his campaign for the last 12 months, well, why his presidency of the next 12 months is going to be much different. It's not. I got to tell you that. Ed heard me tell the story, but Vice President Biden and I were at University of Notre Dame last May. They gave us the Latari Medal, the biggest honor they give. And they gave it to the president, myself, vice president, myself. And so I was at the commencement, and I told the students, I said, you know, Latari is a Latin word. In English, it means rejoice. Exactly what I've done every single day since I left.
Well, let me tell you in terms of what's going to happen. I think John's description was pretty accurate. I was on one of the shows, and the discussion was that Russia was now compiling a psychological profile on President Trump. And one of the panelists said, well, that's not unusual. They do that for every American president. And I said, yeah, that's true, but this is going to be the most unique psychological profile Russians ever took. I think the problem with saying that the Trump presidency is going to be like the Trump campaign, you can't govern exactly the way you campaign. You simply can't. You've got to value the institutions. To show you Donald Trump's great strength with his base, he said something that if any other president had said, there would have been immediate calls for his impeachment. I don't know how many of you saw the interview with Bill O'Reilly when Bill O'Reilly said to him, well, Putin's a killer. And President Trump said, well, you think we don't kill people? Putin kills journalists and he kills political opponents. To say that the United States did the same thing as the moral equivalent of the Russian government and the way Putin rules, it's insane, and it's a stunning statement. So you've got to be different than on the campaign trail. On the campaign trail, you can win with, as Donald Trump did, with 43, 44% of the voting American public. As president, you're supposed to govern for all of us. And I fear that the things that caused Donald Trump to act the way he does, he beat Hillary Clinton. Forget about Hillary Clinton. The easiest thing to be in politics is a gracious winner. Forget about Hillary Clinton. Forget about the size of your crowd at your inauguration. Nobody cares. Forget about the electoral vote you got, but if you're going to talk about it, at least have the facts in order.